Up next in the late edition news, the North Stars secure a victory against the Brisbane Lightning. Plus, wherever your local news, and also Dungarwan local Jada Taylor shines in the under-19s women's state of origin as she's crowned the New South Wales Blues Player of the Year. That's coming up next in the NBN News Late Edition. Good evening. My name is Conklin McLeod with the Late Edition News. Tonight, the Newcastle North Stars secure a win against the Brisbane Lightning in the Australian Ice Hockey League. The 10-kilometre trek returns to one of the stunning beaches on the Central Coast. And Dungarwan local Jada Taylor named the Blues Under-19s Women's Star of the Year following their win over the Maroons. But first, though, the Newcastle North Stars have secured a huge win against the Brisbane Lightning tonight, 5-4. And because of that, it was some goals towards the end on both the second and third period. It was Daniel Berno's hat-trick goal with 22 seconds left on the clock that secured the win for the North Stars. They face the Lightning again tomorrow. It's an event that pushes limits, brings together the community, and has been dearly missed for 2 years. But today, the Five Lands Walk has made a long-awaited return. Thousands of walkers took on the 10-kilometre trek along the Central Coast's stunning beaches. Tamworth Council in the New England Northwest is sounding the alarm after a recent surge in dog attacks, some involving children. They're stepping up patrols and enforcement while urging locals to keep their canines on a leash. And a warning, some viewers may find the details in this story confronting.
Katingal resident Rebecca Field lost her cat Skittles almost 5 years ago, her beloved pet falling victim to a dog roaming the streets at night. She says the trauma from that event still sticks with her today.
I have flashbacks and I wake up some nights crying and my partner is like, he just doesn't know what to do.
A recent spate of similar dog attacks over the past few weeks has sparked a warning from council, who are receiving reports of at least one attack per day. They're reminding the community to keep their dogs on a leash, and it's not just other pets that are getting hurt.
We've had a few attacks where children just recently, the other day, were actually bitten.
Staff at Tamworth Veterinary Hospital are treating around 4 dogs each week attacked by unrestrained canines.
Dog fights and trauma from that can be a lot more below the skin. They can have internal bleeding, they can have broken bones, severe sepsis, trauma, and the whole spectrum of things.
Councillors warning pet owners that walking their dog without a leash could result in a $330 fine and $1,100 if they let their pooch loose in a public park.
We can't have a ranger on every corner or in every park to make sure that this happens, but what we can do is be more visible and step up our patrols.
Rebecca refuses to walk her own dog in the area, fearing for its safety with so many other animals unrestrained. She's in support of council's response.
If a dog is caught wandering more than once, then the owner should be penalised for it.
Nikita Jager, NBN News.
Taking look at life inside the Army barracks, the Australian Defence Force has opened its doors to the public in Coffs Harbour on the mid-north coast. The open day was a rare chance for the public to see Special Forces equipment never shown before and to be thrown straight into the action.
Creeping out from the covered scrub, these Army reservists surround a home undetected, approaching their target.
You're on the ground! Get on Hands on your head!
This demonstration showing what scenarios are like during active service.
Everyone likes to see a bit of action because I guess sometimes it can be a little bit of a mystery.
If it wasn't the drills that caught people's attention, it was the weapons.
Feel the weight of it? This one's quite heavy.
And the heavy machinery.
We've got our 40 mic, which is our large vehicle out there. We can train drivers to actually crew that vehicle.
This piece of equipment has never been shown to the public before.
The Amphibian Mark III is a folding kayak designed from composite structure, doesn't have a radar signature. Was designed for the Australian Special Forces, the Commandos and the SAS.
All of this a rare glimpse into the Defence Force as part of the Fitzroy Barracks Open Day, attracting more than 150 people and 20 already expressing interest to sign on. The 41st Battalion looking for at least 30 new recruits based in Coffs, Grafton or Port Macquarie.
There are driving jobs, there are mechanic jobs, there are medic jobs, there's infantry and security roles, cooking, it's limitless.
What we find is most people come along for the mateship and also be able to get valuable training in various roles. So we're hoping to be able to bring those skills to us, and we can actually impart other skills onto them as well.
Britt Ramsey, NBN News.
Your local sport for all parts of northern New South Wales is coming up after the break.
There are sports, and there are extreme sports. Just like there are compact four-wheel drives, and there's the Nissan X-Trail. An extreme all-mode four-wheel drive system, an extreme interior, and extreme power. The X-Trail. Only Nissan takes the compact four-wheel drive to the extreme. Just like it.
At Flight Centre, we guarantee the lowest airfares. Fly to Christchurch from $689 plus ski Queenstown for 5 nights for an extra $389. Los Angeles from $1,349 plus stay 5 nights with a 3-day Disney Pass for an extra $414. San Francisco from $1,359 plus stay 5 nights for an extra $350. Call 131-600. That's 131-600. Call Flight Centre, lowest airfares guaranteed.
Want to see your dreams come true, and the reason that we're here today is just because of you. This is our town. It's here that we're born and bred. We've been through the rough times, been through the tough times, know about the good times ahead. We know how to do it your way. Build it up in your own hometown.
was a huge one for both the Newcastle Falcons and the Maitland Mustangs, as both sides secured huge wins. And of course, the Falcons men defeated Manly. So too did the Falcons women. And of course, Maitland's men and women also secured victories against Inner West.
The Falcons with Malalatch, Smith, Goodwin, Beastie and Cherry.
The Newcastle Falcons were back up at their hometown at the basketball stadium at Broadmeadow, just in time for their clash with Manly Warringah. And of course, both teams struggled to score before the Falcons finally broke the deadlock.
Yeah, he finds ways to get everyone going, and he's pretty hard to stop. Painter with a cheeky little two there. Exactly, the Tim Duncan of the NBL one. The big fundamental is Jay Sean.
Both teams knew exactly what to do, and of course Newcastle had three.
Looks like tonight they've gone a bit flexish with some of their action, which is interesting. Never a bad thing to shake it up.
The Falcons were now on 5.
10-7 lead over the Falcons. The late shot clock with Faithful and Painter. Elbow jumper is good. Really able to play that.
The Manly threatened to snatch the lead back, but not for long.
That's a great take from Painter there on Dawson. He finishes as well. Unlucky miss there from Cherry. Manly with another 3 there. They've taken the lead out to 10 there. Beastie with the off-balance runner. There's Faithful.
That, of course, was only in the first minute.
Okay, get Manly out of their rhythm.
Manly were only leading by 15, and also Newcastle were 7 points behind. And of course, the Falcons knew what they had to do. It was to stop them.
It's Pitcher again. He's come off the bench and done an outstanding job. So Manly 23-9.
It was the Falcons' turn to score.
That flex action we talked about. That good job from Goodwin there.
19-9. And of course, it was the Falcons' turn.
Falcons shooting it at 20%. Good skip. Yeah, they do skip
The Falcons won 15, and also Manly won 25. Now Newcastle won 19, and also, thankfully, nothing could stop the Falcons in their way.
Front courts in the NBL. They stay in front of Velkovic there.
As the Falcons had 21 points.
Pitcher, that's a great finish from Pitcher. Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of the time we all just love to be able to just play the game without too much interruptions. Yeah. He can actually do his shoelaces up when he's standing up straight.
Of course, the Falcons had to quickly fight back in the second half. The Falcons won 24 points. They had to do a slam dunk goal back. They were now on 27 and struck back immediately. The Falcons were 2 points behind, but not for long, when they hit the lead, 34-33. 37-33 was now the best option, as Newcastle scored more. 39-33 was, of course, the one that came in the second half.
That's a big shot. That's a big shot from Dazamar there. Indiana doing a great job on him here.
But Newcastle was still in the lead, thankfully, and of course that all continued right throughout the third half, as Newcastle were leading 42 to 34.
First quarter, but he definitely deserves to be on the floor. That's a great take from Jay Sean Smith there. The Falcons into their
44-34.
set here. One-on-one, Cherry in the post. There's the dish.
And of course, the Falcons were unstoppable at 46 to 34.
The Falcons now with a 12-point lead is Beastie.
Now they're on a 15-point lead.
14 for Smith now. Oh, nice little inbound for Faithful, just using that height advantage over.
And of course, Newcastle knew what to do.
Beautiful, nice touch passes.
51-36.
There between referee Marcus Hayden and
Soon became huge when Manly had a penalty to have 38 to 51. But the Falcons were unstoppable, scoring at every point. 54 to 38.
Goodie so far. And the response from Waiter just as good. There's still that
54 to 41 was of course the best one of all. It was time for a fight back for Newcastle as well as a comeback.
That's what we're calling a flop there on Malach. He might have even been inside the charge circle as well.
It certainly was. And of course, neither of it mattered though, as the Falcons managed to secure a huge comeback. 56 to 45, right in the third quarter. It wasn't before Manly fought back. 47, now Newcastle were leading by 10 points.
Oh, Painter. Nice athlete. Yeah, some good young guards in force.
And it still stayed there, but not for long.
Knocks down the three, force it on the offensive end, which
57 to 50.
The Falcons through Malowat.
Soon changed into a Falcons slam dunk. 59 to 50. Then Newcastle's 59 over Manly's 52.
That's his double-double in the bag, is it?
Newcastle 62, Manly 52. Newcastle led by 10. Now, the Falcons were leading 64 to 52, and they were leading by 12.
Nice little pin-down play there for Fawcett. Fawcett cuts the lead to 9. And he gets up to 9 for himself for the game. Made it a 3-point
With the Falcons leading 67 to 55 in the third quarter, it was huge.
Nice set to open up.
69-57, it was the best of the best.
Sets. Good ball movement there, and it's...
Manly won 60, Newcastle 69.
Probably could have gone himself, but finds Fawcett in the corner.
It was the fourth and last quarter. Newcastle 71, Manly 63.
Cherry and Dazimar go at it.
And of course, Newcastle too good. Newcastle 75, Manly 63.
Just crafty.
Both teams had 10 points, and of course the Falcons broke the deadlock after they scored the slam dunk, and also another one, 79 to 65.
Manly going to start needing to make inroads into this lead. There's a nice slip there from
Newcastle were now leading 83 to 65.
That's a nice three from Valkovic. And high character.
Manly were now on 70, while Newcastle stayed on 83.
Both foul shots.
87 for Newcastle, Manly 70. But thankfully, the Falcons were not giving up in the final few seconds, as they managed to score the match winner. The Newcastle Falcons winning the game 89 points to 70. Also, what came on in the Hunter Valley was, of course, the Maitland Mustangs taking on the Inner West Bulls.
Leading the shot clock here. Sharif, that's 2 only. No, that's 3. Off the window.
Maitland scored first, leading by 3 points.
And it's effective. Maker off the window. He's going to score 3 points the hard way.
8 minutes and 43 seconds left in the first quarter.
While Inner West were on 2, Maitland were leading by 1.
That's us up, Butchie. Now it's 4-3 for the Inner West Bulls. The rebounds.
Inner West were on 4 while Maitland were on 3. The Maitland Mustangs had to do something right up at the home ground of the Hunter Valley.
That is a nice little pocket pass there. And 2 points to Slavicus.
They had to stop Inner West from scoring.
Play a fast game.
Sharif for 3. Corner pocket. He doubles his 3-point. Pick and roll. Into the corner. Great. And we are just lighting
Maitland
up
scored
beyond
more
the arc. He's
slam dunks.
Nice play.
Maitland were 1 point behind, but not for long.
It's really strong to the basket.
11 to 10.
When he's playing composed, keeping his cool. There's another 2 points by Tushka.
It's a really nice open shot by Milburn.
As Inner West snatched the lead, thankfully it didn't last long. Right in the first half.
Squares up the big, just inside the arc.
He's got to be a good 6'11", 7 foot.
As Maitland managed to secure one of the best slam dunks of all. Maitland were on 13. Inner West were on 18 now.
Milburn attacking the rim hard.
But Maitland were not giving up.
Can't convert. Gets a rebound though. That's strong. That's strong finish. Nice pass.
The Mustangs were on 15.
Dumps it to Hunter. And we get a hoop and one.
I think he's listening to me.
Pressure on the point guard.
Both sides were on 18 all. Right up in the first half, and it was in the last few minutes.
The Mustangs are out in their own half-court trap, putting a bit of pressure on the offense.
Another offensive rebound to the Bulls. And another leads to 2 points. We've had our chances inside.
But it wasn't long before both sides managed to score points.
The Bulls, they hit their first 3 for some time.
With Maitland on 22, the Mustangs had to do something to fight back. 24 to Maitland, while Inner West at 27.
Shot clock doesn't reset there. Attacks the ring, and it is going to earn the 3 points, but the hard way.
Maitland and Inner West were now on 27 to all, which is a tie right up in the second half. Maitland secured a fight back. And of course Maitland knew exactly what to do right in the game. Maitland had 31. They were a point behind from Inner West.
And Edwards scores. Good pressure.
It wasn't good for Maitland.
That's how you beat a zone, Butchie.
But thankfully, the Mustangs had 33.
A little bit of a zone of his own and dribble or pass penetration, Butchie. That's how you beat it.
Yeah.
As on show there.
With Maitland on 33, Inner West on 38,
Maker.
the Mustangs had to do something.
That's probably the largest lead of the match. Rentoy is going to take control of the offense.
The Mustangs were now on 37 points.
And we've got a pocket corner 3 from Duke.
All right, Inner West with the ball.
Then the third quarter
Baker,
came
nice
up.
inside dish, and that's a nice finish, Butchie. You can do that when you're that tall.
That's a great finish by Sinagulis.
Princeton Low.
Then the Mustangs had to quickly do a slam dunk.
That's that stuff that you were talking about earlier. And see if he continues it on.
40 for Maitland. Inner West won 47.
These two littles are just going at it.
Just like Rintoy just did there.
Great offensive rebound by Milburn, attacking the ring, fading away.
I love that
Can't
shot.
convert. Hunter. We've had our chances inside and one.
Now, of course, the Mustangs were in good condition.
Nice little teardrop.
They now had 42 points.
Milburn attacking the big. That's one way to try and put pressure on 20. He's got 3 fouls. Take it at him.
And more slam dunks came. 44 points for Maitland.
Once again with the jam.
Great penetration.
Nice look by
46 to 53.
Some heat on the defense.
Like to see him go.
Was now 47 for Maitland.
Nice. Sharif for 2. Long 2. Defensive stop here would be nice. Butch. Keep that scoreboard pressure coming.
Maitland won 49.
He is really athletic. Defense by the Bulls.
Maitland had to have the ball as they were given a penalty. Then were given a slam dunk. 51 points for Maitland.
Duke with the drive and convert. Just can't convert.
That was under control, though. It was great penetration by Milburn.
A Duke. 3-point play. To Rentoy.
It was the third quarter of the game. The Mustangs won 51, while the Bulls won 65.
Gets blocked inside, but Hunter's there to clean up. Real workhorse effort tonight by James Hunter in the middle.
Definitely reminds me of Sonic the Hedgehog, that sound.
Coach Boyle doesn't want Terrell to go under that screen.
Yeah. The Mustangs won 55.
Strong.
Thankfully, there was still much time for the Mustangs, with Maitland now on 57.
Lots to learn for young kids, isn't there? Simple game. Watching these games. Signal drives. Not rewarded there. Maker brings it down. Pulls up for 3 in transition, and it is nothing but the bottom of the net. Again for 3. Bottom of the net.
And of course, Maitland had to fight back.
Edwards.
Now it was 60 points for Maitland,
At the ring. Let's see if we can cut this lead here.
right in the final seconds of the third quarter.
Good little run here at the end of the third by the Mustangs. Needed it. Free throw line, and the
As
Bulls are up and running.
There's the drawing of cash.
To not turn the ball over, but
Maitland's 66 points became enough for the home side, right in the fourth and final quarter.
Timeout in the West Bulls.
69.
Mustangs make a run here. Rentoy gets it to Moran, and they're off to
Maitland won 69, right in the fourth and last quarter.
2 points by Duke. Daniel Milburn comes to check back in. It's Gray. Excellent piece of defense. Another turnover. That's a flop. And we'll call the blocking foul. 2 points count. Gray will go to the line to convert.
Because of that, the Mustangs had 72 points, 74 to 84, and it was a 10-point tie.
Big block by Tishka. Maker's got the ball on the wing for the Bulls. 3-point play. And that man, Adup, he has been nailing them in the second half. And that one could have been the dagger butch.
But of course, the Maitland Mustangs had to steal the show and also secure a
Still
win.
11 points, but there's only 3 minutes. Nice little baseline play. Mako with the jump hook. 3 minutes to go.
2 minutes and 36 seconds left in the
That was some nice. You like that one, Butch? Fishka.
Ouch.
Maitland won 76,
Kicks it to the
while
corner.
the Inner West were on
Melbourne
91.
3. Cranston Low climbs the ladder and gets a steal. That's the energy you need. 2 minutes to go. Wow. Gray is blocked by Cranston Low and one.
But not for long.
He's about to make it a 10-point game, people. Yep.
79 to 91.
Wrong toy.
Or are you watching some of the game, mate?
Yeah.
We're under a minute here at Maitland Federation Centre in Cranston.
As Maitland were on the good verge of an attack and a win. Not yet. Hey, we've got to wait till tomorrow. And of course, the Mustangs were on a good verge of an attack and a win. And it certainly was. With Maitland securing a huge win in the dying seconds of the game.
Cranston Low attacking the ring and makes it. We are tied with 3.7 seconds to go. That's a timeout to the Inner West Bulls. And the Mustangs taking it.
Maitland securing a 109 to 103 victory.
Here at the Maitland Federation Centre.
Meanwhile, there were mixed results for the Central Coast Crusaders as well. The women secured a win, but the men suffered a heartbreaking loss. Good news for the Hunter Wildfires. They've secured a 16 to 14 win over Sydney Uni up at the number 2 sports ground. It was fantastic for the Wildfires, who were just too strong for their rivals right on Saturday. Meanwhile, there was heartbreak for fans of the Lake Macquarie Roos in the Hunter Rugby Union competition. And of course, because of that, the club has been kicked out for the rest of the season. And also, they won't be able to take part throughout the entire First Division season. With Lake Macquarie out of the competition, and of course, there are now only 8 teams left in the first grade. Meanwhile, Mayweather secured a huge 29 to 16 win over Maitland, while the Wanderers secured a huge upset over Southern Beaches. Also, Hamilton secured a huge victory over Nelson Bay. Mayweather and Maitland took on against each other as a battle against Lake Macquarie and the Hunter took on against each other in round 9 of the Hunter Rugby Union competition, with Lake Macquarie being kicked out for the rest of the season after the club didn't have enough money or enough players.
Of the game, they're going to try and keep it tight, but try and suck that Merriweather Carlton defence in.
Also, Singleton and University had to have the bye. Also, Mayweather were the first to score, then Maitland suddenly scored back.
Scrambling, nice long ball, and that is the first try of the game to Riley Woods.
Yeah, really worked try from the Blacks. That's 2 of the last 3.
Maitland led 5-3.
Right in front of the sticks.
And of course, Maitland were given a penalty themselves. 8-3. And of course, Mayweather Carlton knew exactly what to do, kick a goal.
Opportunity here now for the Greens.
Mayweather now had the good chance to secure one of the best.
So he's hit that, and the flags go up.
9-8 for Mayweather Carlton. Because of that, Mayweather were given another penalty.
Got a roadblock on it at the moment, but they may come back.
They're back on the inside.
But not for long, as Mayweather fought back. And of course, Maitland were on 11 points, while Mayweather were on 9. The home side secured a try.
And that's a try. Logan awards it. Good individual effort there by the big lock. I'm going to say straight over the black dot too.
Yeah, straight over the That's why we're here, Gareth. We're geniuses.
As the tries kept on coming for Mayweather Carlton, it was huge.
A little flat there, Milligan. Lovely ball by Bright to his inside centre. Now Dan comes around. He's had a pretty strong workload since he's been on. Dan comes down to Rouse. Sikiotis throws it back on the inside. Rouse is racing.
As it was flying back, thankfully nothing can stop Mayweather Carlton, as they scored a try and back-to-back tries.
I think he's awarded a try.
He did award the try.
It's been a little bit
With a try awarded, thankfully nothing can stop Mayweather Carlton.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Blacks
And no one can stop Mayweather at
their
all.
efforts today are going to lead to naught, but they've certainly put in a great effort, especially in that first 40 minutes.
Maitland tried to do everything they could, but it was just too late.
And this is going to be close. Oh, lovely footwork there, and that is over. Riley Woods has turned this game on its head, Bobby. Going to be a penalty to the Greens.
And of course, Mayweather were given a
He's
penalty.
hit that, and he's hit it nicely. He's lifted the
Then-
intensity of the final stages of this match.
A little bit.
Suddenly,
He was up against. So now over 29.
Mayweather won 29-16.
Get away.
But this was a huge scare, as the Wanderers took on the Southern Beaches. And of course, the Wanderers were in the lead right throughout the entire game. And of course, the Wanderers scored first, as Nelson Bay knew what to do. $12-0, and of course, it was Nelson Bay's turn. $17-0, and of course, the Wanderers were leaving the Southern Beaches scoreless. And of course, the Wanderers were now leading 29-0. And of course, it was time to run for the Wanderers, who are now leading 36-0. Then, the Wanderers were breaking the Southern Beaches' hearts. But not for long, as the Southern Beaches scored a try. The Wanderers led 50-5. 57-5, that is, as the Wanderers kept on piling more pain for the Southern Beaches. And of course, 76-5. This run and try was extremely fast, as the Wanderers won 83-5.
Here we go with the kick-off here at the Groper Dome this afternoon.
Meanwhile, good news for Nelson Bay, they had to quickly take on the Hamilton Hawks right up in their game as part of round 9.
Space. Big Aaron Brennan. Big Aaron, is it Brennan? Right on the 22 midfield.
And of course, Hamilton led 7-0.
Live coverage this
The
afternoon.
Gropers were forced to kick a goal or
That's a bit of a
penalty.
clunky kick, but he's nailed it straight between the posts. Side
3-7. Nelson Bay 3, Hamilton 7.
Oh, there's the other big second row, but there's space out here to the right. Too much space for the Nelson Bay defence, unfortunately. It's Hamish McKee there, goes over for the Hamilton Hawks' second try of the afternoon. Feels the scrum.
With Hamilton leading 12-3,
Chooses to pick it up.
it all became too much for Nelson Bay,
Dan fires a pass out to Clay. They choose to
but
go
not
left.
for Hamilton. Though, and of course Nelson Bay scored a fight back, but not for long. Nelson Bay were, of course, on 2 points behind, while Hamilton led 12-10.
Yeah, Hamish McKee, that is, I think, off the wing. Newcastle representative side at the country championships last weekend.
Hamilton led 19-10.
Weekend away. They all need to get
And
ready
of
for
course,
Ray's announcements.
Nelson Bay had a penalty handed,
He puts it straight
and
between
also they were forced to have a goal.
Controls at the back, but Dan chooses to go right.
Also,
And they're over again. The Hamilton Hawks.
Also, Hamilton scored a try, 26-13, as it was.
And they go left this time.
Now was time to go left as part of the second half.
Gives him the signal to kick ahead. It's a great kick. All he needs is a bounce. And it doesn't pop up. It pops up for him now. Simpson, he's backed up well, and he's thrown it out.
And it certainly was, as the crowd were cheering on for the home team.
That is a length to the field. Absolute miracle, and there was only 2 late players.
But not for long, as Hamilton scored the match-winning try.
Coming off, but they're trying their guts out. Yeah, that's what's doing it. Here again. Pressure on, but Lamont controls it at the back and pops out to Dan, out to Clay. He puts it on to Hamish McKee, who makes a charge, but he's pulled up. He's spun around and got it down there. Miraculously well there to get that shot. That's his enough.
And festivities will begin shortly in the
As Hamilton won 33-18 in the second division, and despite being dropped out of the first division, Lake Macquarie suffered a loss, going down to Nelson Bay, while the Wanderers upsetted the Hamilton Hawks. Meanwhile, Maitland secured a win over Singleton, and the University of Newcastle defeated the Southern Beaches, and also Mayweather Carlton had the bye. In the women's, of course, the Waratahs had the bye. The University of Newcastle secured their biggest ever win over Madawi, 102-15. Ouch. And also, Maitland secured a huge win against Mayweather Carlton, 29-19. Meanwhile, the Wanderers were just too good for Hamilton Hawks, 36-0. However, there was only one game of round 9 in the women's competition, as the Waratahs secured a huge win over the University of Newcastle, and also the other 2 games secured a victory as well, with the Wanderers having the bye. The Premier 3 of Newcastle and Hunter Rugby Union in round 9 of the competition, Nelson Bay secured a win over the Hamilton Hawks, while the Southern Beaches beated the Wanderers. The University of Newcastle and Singleton had the bye, and Mayweather Carlton defeated Maitland 36-7. In round 10 of the B grade Newcastle and Hunter Rugby League men's competition, and Curry have secured a win over University, while Cardiff secured a win over Glendale. And also, Wendell secured a victory over Swansea, and Shortland beated the Northern Lakes, while Katawa had the bye. Meanwhile, there were 3 games in Newcastle Rugby League yesterday, and of course, Curry's losing streak has gone from bad to worse, upsetted by the Cessnock Goannas, while South Newcastle has defeated the Wyandoos, and Maitland has all but upsetted Lakes United, all but ending their finals hopes. Round 13 of Newcastle Rugby League saw South Newcastle heading off to the central coast town of Wyong. Because of that, Souths were the first to score.
Good night. All mate. Have a look. Ball in, wait.
And of course, Souths were threatening the home side.
Good. Happy. And grounding. All good. Good. Go 2.
And of course, South Newcastle knew exactly what to do. Score tries.
Go 4. Just watch that second marker, Brett. Yeah, mate, yeah.
It was right in the first half when it was good for good.
All good. All good. Yep. Easy, boys. Easy. Luke, more on your foot.
A bit of push and shove didn't help, and because of that, South Newcastle had to run with the ball. And of course, South scored one of the best tries.
0, mate. Let go! Go 2, 6, mate, 10!
And finally, after a few minutes, Wyon scored their first try.
Bounding. Yep. All good. Good, mate. Fucking square. Hold, go 0, 14, no, 14! On now!
But thankfully, South Newcastle, of course, fought back.
Let go of him. Go 3. Watch that, keep going.
But they dropped it on. And of course, Wyon tried to have a fight back, but it wasn't enough.
Alright, we're the touchline. Yep. 1 Sharpie. Hold. Go 1. Yep. Happy, mate.
As South Newcastle won the game with a huge 32-10 win. While Maitland hammered Lakes United in round 13 of the competition. And because of it, Maitland scored first. Maitland were leading 6-0 right up at the time when Lakes United snatched one back. Lakes United scored a try back. Then Maitland scored plenty to deny Lakes United a place in the finals. And of course, Maitland were of course unstoppable right throughout the game, where it decided right throughout the entire game. But also, Maitland were having a really good time, with Maitland winning the match and also scoring the best tries. Maitland ran with the ball. Even Lakes United threatened to fight back, but it was not enough to secure a win. Lakes United denied a place to go in the finals. Maitland secured a 28-10 win. There was of course one game played in the Group 21 Rugby League yesterday, and of course Denman defeated Aberdeen 56-12. Meanwhile, the other games will be played later this afternoon and tonight. In round 11 of AFL Hunter Central Coast and in the Black Diamond Cup men's competition, Telgor Avoca have secured a win over Maitland, while Cardiff have made a comeback with a secured victory over Singleton, and Kalani Vale have continued their unbeaten run, defeating Warners Bay. In the women's, Cardiff's undefeated winning streak has continued thanks to a 52-15 win over Singleton, while Kalani Vale defeated Warners Bay 115-1, and Newcastle City defeated Wyong Lakes 77-9. Round 11 of the Central Coast Rugby Union, and of course Terrigal were too good for Avoca Beach, while the Lions were hammered by their rivals 51-26, and the Lakes were just too strong for Warnervale 17-7. The Central Coast Rugby League will officially start this afternoon. Because of that, Terrigal will take on the entrance, while Toukley are up against Berkeley Vale, and Wyong are up against Woy Woy, and Kincumber are up against Erina. There was one game played in round 9 of the Group 2 Rugby League, and Coffs Harbour were too good for Nambucca Heads, and of course the other games will be played this afternoon. That, of course, are the matches between Maxville and Woolgoolga. Also, the Arawa Valley Axemen will take on the Grafton Ghosts, and South Grafton will take on Sawtell. There was an exciting kick-off to game day at Wingham, with the Tigers edging the Hawks in women's league tag. Jade Foles had the crowd on its feet, scoring the match winner for the home side in Group 3 Rugby League.
A must-win clash to keep in touch with the top four. The Tigers and Hawks were already into a tough battle in the opening minutes. Foster's hung Curry on the attack early. A right-hand shift and a floating pass sent Natalie LaRougetel sailing down the touchline to open the score. Handling errors, Wingham's worst nightmare, but halfback Tilly Hunter found open space, streaking away to score under the posts. The try gifting the Tigers an easy conversion and a 6-4 half-time lead. But the Hawks were always in the contest, their halves looking dangerous close to the line. A kick ricocheting off the Tigers, giving them the ball back, going through the hands to send Madison Soper over in the corner. But with the clock ticking down, Jade Fowles took matters into her own hands, slicing through the Hawks' last line of defence to ice the game 12 points to 8.
Yeah, a few things we can work on, but definitely happy that we're back, come off a loss, so it's good to get the win. We have a lot of fast girls, which is good, and had a couple of 16s play today and did well, yeah.
Battered and bruised, the Hawks holding their heads high ahead of next round's clash with Warhope.
We wanted it, but unfortunately I think Tigers wanted it more. We had a girl with a broken finger, or 2 broken fingers, so we played probably the best we've played all season.
Rob Douglas, NBN News.
Meanwhile, everyone in the New England Northwest knew Jada Taylor was a star, but now it's something the entire rugby league world knows. The teenage fullback played an integral role in the Blues under-19 19's women's win, adding 2 more tries to her highlight reel.
She's the Dungowan Junior who stole the show and made Leichhardt Oval her own. Sensational 109-metre run, one of 2 tries from Jada Taylor last night.
Now Taylor.
Taylor also set up the Blues' first try. Taylor's effort saw her crowned Player of the Match.
From New South Wales, it is Jada Taylor.
And one giant hug for Dad. It's the Blues' 3rd consecutive under-19s win.
It was very important to us to get out here and put on a really good performance for our state and our families all in the crowd. So it's very important and it's very special to receive it, but I definitely think it's off the back of a lot of hard work.
Grace Nicholson, NBN News.
Still on rugby league, and of course the Narrabri Blues will have a challenge on their hands come tomorrow. The side is luring to beat the in-form North Tamworth Bears, dominating the competition. The Wollamba Blues pushed the Manning River Rats to final whistle in their lower North Coast rugby match yesterday afternoon. Rats captain Dave Rees scoring the match winner in the dying moments to win 31 points to 23.
First Nations Day clash at Rats Park and Manning River ready to impress the strong home crowd. But the Rats were on the back foot early and down on the scoreboard. A penalty goal giving the Wollamba Bulls a 3-0 lead. That lead was short-lived, Michael Bailey sending Rats fly half Daniel Thorpe over to score. Rats captain Dave Rees and Bronson Rangi put in the hard yards in the middle. Rangi was working so hard he earned himself a try, barging over, extending the Rats' lead to 14-3. The Bulls, though, finished the half only 4 points behind. Like he did in the first half, Michael Bailey was splitting Willamba's defence in two, but was run down 70 metres later, going close to a try of his own. But it was the Bulls who scored first after the break, awarded a penalty try and taking a 17-14 lead. The Rats fought back to lead 24 points to 23 before captain Dave Rees crashed under the post to seal an 8-point win.
It means everything to the boys. It's a big day. Can't put on the First Nations round, respect our heritage, it's a big part of our club. And get the win on this day is pretty special.
Gemma Pepper, NBN News.
Let's have a look at Group 3 Rugby League, and of course, Port City have secured a win over Taree City, while Foster Tuncurry secured a win over Wingham. And also, there'll be two more games played this afternoon, with Warhope up against Macleay Valley, while Port Macquarie are up against Old Bar. The Group 4 Rugby League, and Dungawin secured a victory over Werris Creek, while Gunnedah secured a win over Boggabri. And of course, there'll be a match between North Tamworth and Narrabri, and also a match between Katingal Mumbai and the Moree Boars this afternoon. To Group 19 Rugby League, and in round 8 of the competition, Inverell has secured a win over Warialda, while Narwin has secured a victory over Armidale. And of course, Yoriella and Tinga are in a battle of the New England Northwest Tigers, as they are both fighting for a chance to be in the finals. And of course, the Moree Boomerangs have the bye. In round 8 of the AFL Northwest, and Tamworth has secured a win over Gunnedah, while the New England Nomads have secured a win over the Inverell Saints. In the women, Inverell secured a victory over the New England Nomads, while Gunnedah secured a win over Tamworth. To AFL North Coast, and in the reserves competition, Sawtell had a win over Casino. And also, the other two matches will also decide to have victories as well. Round 8 of the New England Rugby returned, and of course, St Albert's were too strong for the Blues, while the Barbars defeated Rob's College, and of course, Glen Innes had the bye. To Mid-North Coast Rugby Union, and the Manning River Rats had a victory over the Wollamba Bulls, 31 points to 23, while the women, of course, with Manning River defeating Wollamba 61-0. Meanwhile, there were a few games played in the Northern Rivers Regional Rugby League, and of course Evans Head took down Ballina. Meanwhile, Northern United took down Kyogle, and of course the Maris brothers were too good for Mullumbimby. After the break, you'll like weather for all parts of northern New South Wales.
Check out these galvanised RHS specials at Coffs Middle Market, 6 Cook Drive. Just look at those prices for this first-rate Australian-made product. Ask about the other sizes and prices while current stocks last. Coffs Middle Market.
There are sports, and there are extreme sports. Just like there are compact four-wheel drives, and there's the Nissan X-Trail. An extreme all-mode four-wheel drive system. An extreme interior. An extreme power. The X-Trail. Only Nissan takes the compact four-wheel drive to the extreme.
Just like the When it comes to rural fencing and gates, there's only one place to go. Black Fence Post Barbed Wire Hinge Joint. Gates in various sizes plus fencing accessories. So when you need rural fencing, this is where you go. At the Middle Market.
Where can I go for great prices and quality bathroom items with names I know and trust?
This Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's back at RDD's. 750mm vanities from $99. 900mm vanities from $149 during our store-wide vanity sale. Toilets from $99. Freestanding baths from $695. See the savings at rdd.net.au. Be early, specially priced vanity stock limited each day. Renovators Discount Depot, 147 Newcastle Road, Walls End. Store quality depot prices.
To the weather now, and it was alright for, it will be okay for Newcastle today as well as for tomorrow, and of course it was alright yesterday as well as for the rest of northern New South Wales, and of course it will be alright for, and of course it's maximum of 20 for Newcastle, as well as the same for Toronto and Walls End. And it's about the same for the Hunter as well, with about a morning frost, mostly sunny this afternoon, with daytime maximum temperatures between 16 and 20, and also it'll be partly cloudy by tomorrow. There's 20s for Newcastle, Maitland and Gosford, and also Singleton and Scone have 19. Now for the Central Coast, it'll be right for Gosford, which has 20 degrees, while the entrance has 18, and also it'll be mostly sunny for 20. It'll be maximum for 20, while it's mostly sunny, and also there could be a possible late shower with minimum 18, maximum of 17. Now up to the mid-north coast, it will be okay throughout the throughout today and also tomorrow. There'll be 21 for Coffs Harbour, Port Macquarie, Taree, Kempsey, Foster and Bulahdelah, as well as Wauchope, while Dorrigo has 16, Nambucca Heads has 20, and the Barrington Tops has 10. It will also be alright today and tomorrow for the New England Northwest, and it'll also be fine by tomorrow. And of course, Tamworth, Ballaba, Gunnedah and Corinda have 19 degrees, while Morley, Narrabri and Walgett have 20, and also Waliota and Weewar have 21. Finally, up to the Northern Rivers, there could be a patchy morning forecast, but it'll be mostly sunny tomorrow. It'll be 19 for Byron Bay, 21 for both Lismore and Ballina, and 22 for Grafton and Tweed Heads. And that's about it for now, and due to the state of origin, we'll have a late edition news bulletin on Monday. So, and from all of us here, good night.